All right, now let's talk about the central bank and the surprise rate cut. We previewed that rate cut with Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu, and now Chika is here with his reaction to the 100% basis point cut to 11.5. Chika, thank you. Well, thank you for joining the show. What's your reaction?
Actually, most analysts are surprised by the CBN move. I guess it has to do with the usual thing we talk about economies on one hand, and then the other hand. The country is facing two major issues, or indeed you can call it stagflation.
Yes.
Basically, stagnant growth. Stagnant growth, and then the inflation. That's in the environment. Now, so the governor is faced with two opposing forces. And he preferred to defend one.
Yes.
And that's what happened. So the monetary policy rate, as I always say, is a lead rate in every economy. It's the anchor rate in the economy. It determines the rest of other rates in the economy. It's the rate at which the commercial banks of a country and the central bank, take or give money to each other. And so it's a anchor rate. So what normally happens is that if the MPR is moved up, it's increased. The intention or the hope is that banks will also increase their lending rates and increase the deposit rates. If the MPR is reduced, what happens is also banks are expected to reduce their deposit rates and reduce their lending rates. And so if they reduce their lending rates, which they have done here from 12.5 to 11.5, what happens is that people are encouraged to go and borrow because borrowing is cheaper now, and then in that process, the economy's output grows because people are going to invest in manufacturing and other processes to grow the economy, which is what he's trying to do because of the looming recession in Q3. So he's trying to see how he can chase that away by expanding output, and so he has reduced the interest rates so that to encourage borrowing in the system. And so, but the impact of that, of course, as on the other hand, is the fact that you're releasing more naira into the system,
right,
and which will chase inflation. But you see, the inflation in our country now is not really caused by money expansion. It's not really caused by, it's not a demand-based inflation. It's because of the fact that the supply side is very weak. Do recall that if inflation is at 13.22,
yes, but
food inflation is about 16 plus.
Right.
So which tells you that the inflation in the country is driven by food inflation. And the kind of things, floods, poor harvest in the north, the security problems we have there, the closed borders. And then, despite all the platitudes, despite all the things that we'll talk about, we are still not producing enough to feed our country.
Right.
So that the supplements from the border come to help the local supply, and those are not coming in now. And so you see food inflation is very high. So with the reduction now, as I said, it's the anchor rate. A lot of things will happen. One of the things that happened, remember, CBN just got a policy that savings rate should be 10% of the MPR.
Yes.
So now savings rate now be 1.15.
Yes, this is
yes, exactly. The savings rate in the economy. So so again, it's not encouraging domestic savings. And the other thing that happened also is that the arithmetic corridor has been reduced or expanded.
Yes.
So it used to be +2 and -5.
Yes.
So now it's +1 and -7.
Yeah.
Basically, what it says, the +1 there, it says if banks want to borrow from central bank, they will pay central bank the MPR, which is 11.5 plus 1. That's 12.5. If they want to give money to CBN will pay them 11.5 minus 7, which is 4.5. Trying to bring the rate now close to the existing interest rate regime in the economy. You know that everything is hovering around 1% now.
Right.
And that's basically what the issue is.
Thank you for that, Chika. I also want to talk about some statements from the MPC communique where they were stating that the central bank is going to increase its monetary policy stance in order to try to support the economy. What do you make of what was said?
Because let me put it this way. I said before that ordinarily in the ABC of the banking, they tell us that the key role of the central bank is managing money supply. But you see, the environment we have now is the problem. CBN has been doing a lot of development financing and straying into the fiscal side.
Yes.
So a lot of things the government should do, there's the government in power should do, the CBN is doing them. So CBN is doing them. So CBN is pushing money into development financing,
yes,
trying to reflect the economy, especially agriculture, so that output will increase and then will reduce inflation. And then, so that's really what I've been doing. So a lot of things the CBN has been doing, if you expect them, you know, in this program, I've got the CBN governor, the Minister for Finance, the Minister for Agriculture, the Minister for Investment. I've called him several names because he has forayed into so many other sectors that ordinarily the fiscal side, that's government in power, is supposed to be doing. But the government in power, the hands are tied. Revenues have fallen. You know, FX revenues, oil prices have fallen.
Right.
And so that has impacted the revenues of the government.
Arise business analyst Chika Mbono, thank you so much for your thoughts on the rate cut there. You're watching the Global Business Report here on Arise News.